is Allie Neese from Dazzler's Best. Welcome back to segment 2 of Dazzler's Best custom-made horizontal warping mill. My friend Jerry will show us now how to remove the warp from the warping mill.
Okay, first of all we want to tie our warp, tie our cross, and make sure that we take our guide thread out so that we don't have it in our cross, and just make a nice big loop here. Your next tie will be at your loom waist, which on most looms is probably about 27 inches. And you can measure your loom waist and figure out where that needs to go. We take our guide thread out so that we don't get it chained in. Wrap around twice, make it really tight, and make a slip knot. And then skip about a yard and make another tie. We'll take our guide thread out. And tie our slip knot, and then we want to do one more about 8 to 10 inches from the end of the warp. Okay, and we're ready to take our warp off. Pull this away from your guide thread. Snip the end. And then we'll start to chain. And just do it loosely. And when you get to your first tie here, go ahead and put your chain in a bag. And this is where you want to be kind of careful, because if you don't hold the mill here, you could pull this all off before you wanted to. So keep one hand on the mill and separate your warp threads. Put your fingers in the cross and hold on. Pull your threads away from your guide thread. Cut it off, and you're ready to take your warp to the loom and put it on your leaf sticks, and you're holding the cross in your hand.
Thank you, Jerry. I do have a question for you. Many of us we've had many questions about needing a brake, and you showed us how you really don't need a brake on this warping mill if you're careful. Is that correct?
That's correct. What can happen is when you're chaining, if you don't stop at your guide thread and then be careful about pulling this forward, it could go all the way off. But usually if you're holding it and, putting your fingers into the cross and just being careful,